So, just gonna get right into it, and we're gonna start right away with Narrowlin's drawing. This was from a while ago, guys. So, like I said, I'm trying to play a lot of catch up, and all I have to say is, wow, this is awesome, really cool. I love the painted style that you have going on. I love the lighting. There's quite a lot of awesome going on here. Whoops, sorry. But there's a couple things that I kind of want to point out that I think might help push this a little bit differently. For one, I know you've got Yasuo and Riven. Yasuo feels a little too feminine, and I think I kind of know why. Male features, especially in their shoulders, are way more squared off than they are rounded. Even with the muscle, it's a lot more, like, all their shapes and everything. If you square them off a little bit more, it usually helps. And I'll see what I can do here. I think that's about all that's really bugging me. Because I love how you rendered this. I love everything that you kind of got going on, Narrow. You did a really awesome job. Seriously. So, okay. Also, like, looking at his character and who Yasuo is. Yasuo, League of Legends. So, like, let's look at Yasuo for a minute here. Like, see how very sharp all of his features are? His shoulders are a little bit more rounded, but look at how squared off, like, his chest and everything is, right? In comparison with him here, I know you were trying to go for your own style, but it feels just slightly off on that. And I think what I really want to see on that is, let me get a different brush. Ah, come on, where's my brush? Brush, where are you? There it is. Alright. Set this to like 80% opacity. It's very minor, and I think it should help, but just squaring this off just a little bit more. And then his face, his nose is a lot sharper. His eyebrows also are very defined. So to really, I mean, you could still keep what you've got for the face. It's really going nice, but just a little bit more of that furrowed brow and that shaped eyebrow that he's got going on for the character, I think would really help pick this up a little bit. And like, whoops, I had the wrong color there. Kind of sharpening up his nose a little bit more. Sharp, like, I'm just sharpening up some of the stuff that you have going on here. I'm not doing too much more than that, because you're really close on it. I think it was just, he was, like I said, he was too rounded. I think Rin doesn't like nipples. Hey, nipples are fine. They didn't have nipples in this. I'm not adding in nipples. I could add in nipples. I mean, if you really want, I could totally just, like, here we go. Man nipples. I'm sorry. I'm, not trying to deface your picture, sweetheart. Anyway, stream's just making fun of me. So, that's kind of what I'm just seeing, is I just want to see some of his features really sharpened up just a little bit more and see how much that added to him already. Like, he's very soft here. Now he's way more of a dude. Sorry, let me mute my phone really quick here. Ah, there we go. So, just sharpening some of that up, kind of giving a little bit more to Yasuo. I mean, I like what you do with the hair. The hair feels like a stylized version, but it's still something that I recognize. His armor, everything else is really good. It was just his body. His body and his, like, just on his eyebrows, I wanted sharpened up a little bit more. So, oh, there we go. There we go. Flatten his forehead out a little bit. The other thing I think I want to see is, like, I like this contrast right here of this lighter area. Just right here, it starts to kind of fade out a little bit, so maybe kind of getting some darker portions of that hair in. And then I want to see a little bit more on the highlights. Really, like, this light is going to come in and really kind of illuminate, because you've got it coming from the back here, so it should actually be coming in and illuminating them a bit more. And I think that would really help push this a little bit more. That's honestly about what I kind of see going on right now. Everything else looks gorgeous. Like I said, you had the right idea. You're definitely on the right path. I just want to see a little bit more where you could go with this, and you could push it just a hair more. That'll really, really, really start to emphasize your characters. Contrast. Always think of your guys' contrast. I forget a lot too. This is why critiques are awesome. You ask your buddies, hey, what am I missing in my drawing? And they go, oh yeah, you gotta push it a little bit more on your contrast stuff. Like, you don't have to show a whole lot of details for this background information here, like the sword hilt or whatever. Like, this is fine being completely blurry, but it would still have, like, almost this really nice kind of highlight shine behind it. And that can pick up into the hair. You can do a little bit, probably right here, to help kind of separate the back of his head from her torso. Because we're just a little close on that contrasting section right there. A little bit of that. Oh, I want some of that highlight color back. It's a really nice, like, light brown that you had in here. Either, like, really dark right here, maybe even darker. You know, it's stuff like that. So really trying to depict out some of these details just a little bit more by adding either just a darker color behind the lighter or adding a lighter color next to that darker. Pick up some of these really nice kind of golden yellows that you have going on to highlight stuff. And then fixing Yasuo's proportions just a little bit, I think will really help push this just a little bit more. You're, like, it's so gorgeous. You're, like, either way, like I said, your colors, your painting style with how kind of loose everything is and kind of just blotched into here, I really love it. It looks really nice. I love this kind of thing because everything has its own built-in texture. Like, you don't have to define anything. You could add in some more texture later if you wanted to, but I love how soft and loose all of this is. It really adds a lot more to the actual drawing itself. So, really nice job on that, sweetheart. That's really all I got to critique on it. So, I mean, again, there's what you had. Here's what I added. So, and just see, even in the thumbnail, how much that pushes it a little bit more, and you start to get that pop. It's gorgeous. You really got somewhere going with this. Just push it a little bit more and you'd be really great. Awesome, awesome job. Alright, moving on to next, we've got Speedy. Speedy, I'm just gonna pick one thing from you again this time. I think I'll go with this one because you said it was an original, trying your own style. So, okay, let me flip this and actually get an idea here. There we go. Okay. So then, I like what you're going on here. I was definitely curious before, and now I can definitely see more of what you're trying to learn here. Remember how we were talking last week about proportions and stuff like that? That's what I want you to keep working on, okay? Your body, you've got a really small head, really long middle torso section area, And then your legs are like even longer than that. So you've got a 1, 2, 3. Like, see how very uneven all of this is? So it's something to keep in mind while you're working on stuff. Okay. However, the details that you've got going on here, let me double copy this again because I just drew on top of the image. So, edit. Alright. So, the proportions are definitely something that you want to keep working on. Like, even your arm right here. Here's what you got for your proportions of your arm, okay? You've got shoulder. Here's about where your upper arm is. And then the rest of it is all right here. It's too long. It's way too long in comparison to all this. You've got tiny section here, decent, but from your shoulder to your elbow is the same distance to the rest of almost to your wrist, middle hand. Okay? So like this would actually come like way back up here. His torso way up here, and then like feet would actually be ending about here-esque. I would have to play with it obviously more, but that's just something to think about in figuring out your sections in between everything and how to evenly space out your proportions, okay? Now, moving on to the details of what you've got going on here. I like the armor and ideas that you got, like this crystal in the center is kind of cool. I want to see you work your armor around that a little bit more, like think in terms of how that armor would place that gem in there, how they would have to set that in there. Like, really think about all of these little details, because when you start doing that, it's going to be really cool when you start working around all of it. So, like, okay, so they have to set the gem in there, they have to, like, weld it into there properly, so they're probably going to have the metal pieces actually scrunch up around it to keep it solidified into there, and then they can have, like, these really cool, intricate designs maybe around it, you know? Or, I don't know, you could do a couple different versions of the armor. Keep playing with different things there until you feel confident in something. Like, do 5 or 6 renditions before you pick different details from it, and really kind of exercise your mind into thinking of different stuff that you could do with this armor. Belts and stuff like that, once you start understanding proportions more, you will understand how the belts actually kind of wrap around the body a little bit there. I assume that's supposed to be his hips. So, don't forget about how weight comes into, well, then again, fantasy. If it's fantasy, I mean, you can kind of fudge it a little bit. I try to make it fantasy-esque, because, let's face it, belts do not stay up on you like that, like, in the slightest. You have to, like, pin them to yourself to make this happen. But it's fantasy work, so why not? You know, we can play with this a little bit, but think more about how that weight's gonna push it down, okay? That's really about it. I want to see you start doing more of your own work. Even though you're looking off of stuff, that's fine still. But the stuff I want to see for your critique is more of your own work. I want to see you working on proportions. And if you're going to just do, like, you know, vague characters without a face, just get your vague proportions in place. And then if you want to put some armor and do different, like, armor types, like, okay, I want to build this archer, so I'm going to draw, like, 6 different versions of this archer with this body proportion type. Do it. That's my challenge to you, dear. Nice work, though. Very nice work. Keep working on it. Alright, next up we've got Demichi. Demichi. Same thing I'm going to apply here for you is working on proportions. You've got a good idea, but your upper body is actually fairly decent. It's just your legs and stuff, which, trust me, legs are a pain in the ass. I get it. It's really tough to work with. So, copy image. Again, it's kind of thinking about each of those things into sections. So here, whoops, let me put this onto a new layer. For you here, you've got your upper body, right? Shoulder into arm. Whoops. Here's where your elbow is, right? So that's about right, especially for the angle that you're trying to go for here. I think you were trying to draw a fist or something here. I'm not quite sure what this detail is, but don't forget about where your fist is going to be and how it's going to look, so. And, I mean, you've got the right idea of the motion here. You've got this whoosh kind of effect going on here, which is really cool. I definitely like it. The neck got a little squashed here. And I would have to actually play with this more to actually get the proportion down properly. Like, I'd have to do the motion myself a little bit more. When you guys ever get stuck on your proportions, try doing the motion yourself in the mirror and do simple swoops like this. Like, if you're like, okay, like, how do I want this motion to go? So he's gonna be like, hoo-yah! So I want his actual back elbow and stuff like that to kind of follow along with this. And then you've got his back. His or her back, sorry. I'm not sure. Ambiguous. I don't know, something like that. So I would play a lot more with it, just trying to get those legs down, but the legs are very short. Let's kind of turn all this off really quick. So, like, here's what I started to do based off of the kind of general swoop that you did, which is way different from yours, which I apologize for, and doesn't quite make sense either. So I'd have to play with it, like I said. Like, this doesn't quite make sense at all. The body turn doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna work on this torso. Yo, my music just cut out. Keep playing with that. If you really want to just try focusing on one thing, just work on your torsos for right now till you feel comfortable with that. And then once you've got that down, you've got your arm and how your face and stuff is going to be proportioned on this person. Then you can start working on legs and stuff like that. Like, it's definitely something that I'm still struggling a little bit with myself too, is legs and weight. So it's just it's stuff like that you'll want to start playing with. But I definitely want to see more. Keep practicing on that. Show me some other dynamic poses like this, because I think dynamic poses really kind of push you and make you think about stuff. And if you get really stuck, then do like a static pose of just standing. Be like, okay, how do I make this arm? I don't get it. And then try doing it again into the 3D space like you're trying to do with these dynamic poses. I think they're very helpful. And trying to push yourself on that dynamic pose is definitely something. And good work on it, you know? Like, it's not easy to do dynamic poses. So keep working on that, babe. You did a good job trying. Definitely, for sure. I've really, like, I'm okay with the top portion. It's just the legs that are honestly bugging me the most. But I want you to keep focusing on that until you really perfect that. And then moving on to the legs and stuff. I think that's where I want to see it. Okay? Yomu! We've got Yomu here with a samurai. I like your thick lines that you've got going on here. The thick and thin lines kind of really make it, almost like a paintbrush that you've got going on here. So it's very interesting. Is it flash you're drawing with this? Because it looks like a flash brush. Excuse me. Dynamic motion truly is a struggle. It very much is. It very much is. It's something that you have to practice a whole hell of a lot. Okay. I want you to pick something to work on first. I either want you to work on hands or faces. Yomu, okay? You've got the right idea. Profiles, I've always had issues with as well. Profiles are very hard to do. You're kind of close on it, at least with the idea. It's mostly like mouths from... mouths for me from a side angle is so weird to make, you know what I mean? And I have to like study myself in the mirror for a while and try to do that sometime because I'm always really bad at it. I'm not gonna lie. Profile side pictures are just a pain in the ass. So I'd say either work on that or work on your hands. Because we're really flimsy right here. The idea of your armor and stuff like that is okay. I'm okay with the simplicity of it. But I want to see you work on something in particular and show me that study later. You've got the right idea. Like, I really like some of these black spots that you've got going on here. I like doing that with my line work as well. Maybe you picked that up from me or maybe you didn't. I don't know. Other people do that. So you've got a really cool idea with the line work for sure. And I like what you're trying to do with it. Like making like a heavy shade in just specific areas. So really nice job on that. Keep working on that if you want. But I want you to come back and do some kind of a study and get back to me on that. I'm not going to tell you the same thing that I told everybody else. Is yes, everybody's going to be working on their proportions for a while. So keep work on one of those, send it back to me, and I'll see you from there. Oh, hey, I forgot to take my warning loud. Sorry. Okay, music should be okay. So that's what I want to see from you, Yomu. Otherwise, like I said, really nice line work, solid stuff. Pick something, we'll move from there. Alright. Next up, we've got Astro Lime trying. I forgot the name of this thing already, but he was, like, freaking out to me for the longest time that he got the mini of this, like, the plushie. I know it's a WoW thing.
Oh, great science.
I forgot its name. Why am I forgetting its name? Bird thing. I'm sorry. I don't play WoW, and I forgot what its name is. But anyway, I'm sure chat will correct me in a second. Okay. So, Limey, I think what you should do is keep drawing from other things that you see. I know you're a beginner at this. This is very cute. I like your smiley face in here. Your line work's actually not too bad, considering it looks like you did this with paint. I like the little scratchies of, like, the feathers that you've got going on here. It's definitely a good idea. Your branch, it looks like you just placed it in and didn't try to put it around his feet. I mean, think about little stuff like that when you're drawing something, okay? But I think you still drawing from either real life, from your actual plushie collection, or drawing from other pictures that you see to keep getting you started and getting you into the work of this stuff will really help you. You gotta start practicing, you know, cleaning your stuff up a little bit, making the circles where you want the circles to be, making sure that you got the shapes down that you want to actually really make those shapes. It's all basic stuff that you're going to be starting off with, but this is still really cute and really good for, I know you're pretty new to this, so really nice job, Limey. Your practice is just to send me something else. I just want to see you keep practicing something right now. Navi Hawk, this is really clean. I really like how clean and solidified the line art is. How it gets really thick up here, but as it goes down towards his neck, it simplifies back out. But then you've got the thick line area again. Oh, my nose is running. Excuse me. The thick line area again of his coat. And then the really thick black lines of the nose and the eyes. It's very stylized, and I really do like it. I like what you've done with it. I'd have to say, honestly, because of the style, I really don't have anything to critique other, like, I want to see the rest of the body, see how the rest of your proportions would work together, but the head shape and where we're kind of getting an idea of this face really does work. I feel like I know where the muzzle is because of the basic shapes that you did for the mouth and the lips. Like, here's the bottom of his chin, which looks like it'd probably, like, start to connect here. Like, all the shape works really well together. The diamond shape of his face, and then the nice pointed but not overly pointed ears all work really well together to kind of give you, like, your mind can play with the idea of this face to thinking that, okay, here's where the muzzle is, here's where the eyes are, and, like, your mind immediately tricks itself into thinking of where the rest of the details would be rather than you having to draw them in. It's a really good thing to do, especially for simplified cartoons. And you did a fantastic job on that. I really don't have much to say except for keep that up. I would love to see the rest of this done. Could you do the rest of that and send that to me next time? Because that's what I want to see. Really nice work, Navi. Dream Fiction. Okay. A little bit small of a preview picture. It looks like... I can't see what the other... I see Dream Fiction and then... something. It looks like the person's name. Excuse me. Okay. I want to see you... as always, same thing applies here. You still got to work on a lot of different things. I want you to pick something that you want to work on, or keep drawing from looking at stuff. You're in between this area where you could do either or, I think. You could look at anime or real life and draw directly off of that. Or you could keep trying to draw your own characters on your own proportions and stuff like that. If you do either of them, I think drawing off of something, obviously you need to give credit to whatever you look off of, and only post it here to get the critique and get an idea, because I want to see you kind of clean up some of your lines and get a better idea of what you're trying to do with the proportions and stuff like that. This is very solid. It's very, not even just solid, it's kind of stiff. Because you definitely got a good idea of the shoulders, but the arms and the body just completely falters out for me. You started to get an idea of the eyes and the face shape, but the rest of it feels like you're not quite sure what to do with the rest, so you just kind of like let it lay flat, which is okay, but I think you want to look at some other things to get an idea of where you want some of these details to start showing up. Like, Where's the arm start to show? Where's the elbow start to show? How does that cloth fit around a person's arm? Even when it's laying straight down, how does that work? You don't have to draw the lines for all of these. You just want to simplify it. Like you did a little bit right here in the top part of the shawl or coat overhang. I'm not sure what the technical term is for that piece of cloth. Yeah, I want to see something else from you. I want to keep seeing you practice, and you could go in any which direction that you feel comfortable, but I think any practice at this point for you will really help. But you've got a good idea. You're starting to get there. Just keep pushing yourself until you get stuck a little bit, and then I can start giving you a little bit more critique on something else, like if you're having problems with hands or feet or, you know, what have you. So, like, the details of the hair, it looks like you kind of, I can't tell if you shaded it to make it darker or if you lined out each of those lines. You don't have to draw every single line, okay? If it's hair, you don't see, like, every single piece of my hair, right? You see chunks of it, right? Draw it out in pieces of those chunks. You don't have to scribble out every single piece of hair, okay? If that is what you're doing. The thumbnail's too small for me to be able to tell too much more from that. But good job. Really, good job. Nice work. Keep it up. I want to see your next piece and see what else we can go with from there. So, pick up whatever. Honestly, it's your free game to have fun and try to practice something else next. Okay? Brown Coat Captain! Got some more awesome black and white work from Brown Coat Captain. I haven't seen him in a while. So, Brown Coat actually does this, and then he burns them. And he does burning work into wood, which is really cool. I love how the details of the tree actually have things in them. It looks like there's a wolf here, there's a heart. Looks like there might be a couple of the things in here, but it's like, what do you want? It's like ink blot, you know? You kind of pick out what you want from it. And then, to help separate that tree bark from the tree itself, you've got that solid black of the leaves, and then the nice chopped up pieces of the wood that lets you give an idea of whatever you want to make out of it, right? So, I think the only thing I don't like is the photoshopped leaves.
Perhaps I should try more rockets.
Yo, Grave the Nightwalker, thank you so much for that subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. Everybody on stream, I will be talking to you very soon. I just want to try to get through as many people as I can, as quickly as I can for this. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for being here. Hopefully these critiques are helping you out, okay? Anyways, back to, I think the only thing I don't like is the photoshopped leaves. I want to see you draw out your own leaves. Like, you've got these beautiful detailed designs that you've got going on. Why not make a couple of those leaves, not only just show up right here all spotted, like, flat. You could really, like, make a larger one and a smaller one. Like, give it a field of depth, even though you've got these solid flat objects. Give it just a little bit of depth and it would really, really push it more. Like, do something detailed, do something cool with those leaves. I know you can. I know you can, Brown Coat. You have the ability to do so, so push yourself with that. It's a really cool idea. Also, because of how thick the black area is, I want to see the text actually match that too, because it's kind of getting lost into the tree here, and around the leaves and stuff. It's all, the text is too, spindly for the rest of this thick, strong tree. You know what I mean? So, that's, I think, the biggest critique I want to see out of that, is being careful about, what differences you have in your shapes and sizes and what you want the real focus to be on. And, yeah, your composition too. Like, the only part that's cut off is just a section of the street. Banana, thank you for the sub, baby! Thank you so much! Okay. So, if this is gonna be burned onto something, I'd actually want to see, like, if something's gonna be cut off in one section, make sure it fills up the space completely. I'm not quite sure what happened there, so I want to see the whole tree with it maybe centered or something close with that. So, anyways, that's about all I've really got from there. So, nice job. If you can edit that to get to the next part, I'd really love to see it. If not, not a big deal. I can't wait to see what next you have for me. Thou art Potato. Okay, Potato made this for me. And it's actually Winter Wonder Rin, and I really love it. It's super cute. So thank you again, for that. I really, really appreciate that, sweetheart. As for the critique itself, I know last time we talked a little bit, and it does look like you fixed up a little bit of your proportions slightly. I know you said you don't know how to do hands, but that's okay. I'm okay with the style that you've got kind of going on. Eventually, you want to practice it. I know you're trying to do Yordle proportions, but the legs got really stunted a little bit again. Same with the body right here. Actually, I think, honestly, all of this could be fixed if you just brought in the torso. Guys, give me just a second. My nose is going crazy here, and I feel really bad, like going, yeah, like that the entire time. So give me just 2 seconds. I will be right back in just a moment. I just need to clean my nose up. Okay, sorry. Alright, anyway, going back to copy image, URL, paste that in. I know exactly how we can fix this up in a quick, swift little motion here. And that's literally just chopping that torso so it fits with the rest of, like, the proportions that you've got going on for this chibi-esque Yordle look. Right? Okay, so. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And duplicate this. There, we're gonna go. Yeah, and it's gonna be cropped a little bit because of the Actually, I'm gonna grab that belt too. Whoops, no, that's not what I wanted to do at all, actually. Just make this easier. Okay. You ready for this magic? Ta-da! Hey, look, suddenly the proportions actually work with themselves a hell of a lot, because you have all of that there. You just tried to make the torso too long, so I'm gonna go onto this layer and kind of like blah, 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 blah. Try to blur it out softly. So anyway, keep thinking about your proportions. Everything you actually had was pretty close in proportion. Actually, you could probably shorten the arms a little bit too. But that being said, I mean, you're not too terribly far off, sweetheart. You're really not. And I really like what you did with it. Welcome to Photoshop School of Sorcery. Michael, I could probably give you some tips on coloring a little bit later. Currently, I'm doing Critique Power Hour. This is everybody who's been posting stuff onto the Critique Corner. If you wanted to post something on there once I get caught up, you're more than welcome to. Currently, I have it blocked off so I can get caught up because I've been really, really slow with everybody's work right now. So forgive me for that, but once I'm caught up, I'm going to be opening it back up again. People can post stuff, and then every Saturday, Sunday, sometime over the weekend, I'm trying to do these power hours of critiquing and helping people out, okay? So, but yeah, look at what's already happened here. So, just think about, like, you've got the size of this head. Let's do another layer. So the size of the head, and then basically if you want to kind of, like, you know, fudge it towards up to the knee or the rest of the body. Like, it's literally like 2.5 heads is usually about the size most chibis go for. And then, evening that out in proportion. What I mean by that is that, okay, you've got the shape of the head. Woo! And then you got the cute little booty. And then when you put that into this space, it makes a hella cute little chibi going on here. You know what I'm saying? So you're really close. Keep thinking about your shapes, babe. I know we talked about this last time, but really start thinking about how you can clean up those shapes and keeping everything in proportion while you are still making something that is out of proportion, you know? It's shapes mean everything. The silhouette, what you've got going on, will definitely help. Be careful about how long the legs are. You have to make sure that you know the difference there. That one's probably a little too long. All you have to do is just sketch it out really quickly. Just like, okay, here's my circle, here's my body. Like, find out a body shape that works for you. And then, you know, section 1 of the legs, section 2 of legs. Section 1, section 2. That's all you gotta do. Then, circle, 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 circle. Hand, voila! There you go. Hey, look! Chibi proportions all slapped into one really quick doodle. There you go. And that works for you, you know? Like, just break everything down into simple shapes that you can basically puppet maneuver however you want every single time. 1, 2, big head, 3, little hands, big bodies. You see what I'm getting at, though? Like, see how quick you can suddenly start, like, pinning stuff together, and things are like, oh my god, they stay in proportion to my chibi character. Hooray! Happy face. Like, that's all you gotta do, okay? And I know you can do that. I know you can do that. You just gotta, like, think about that every time you start drawing these out. Other than that, I love the colors. I love the idea. I love how soft and pastel everything that you have is going on. It's really cute, sweetheart, so keep it up, okay? Definitely keep it up. Nice work. And thank you again. Thank you again very much. No, go away. Okay. Kanashi Zen! Okay, I love the really thin, like, anime, like, lines. A lot of people usually like doing that. I've never been good at the thin line thing. I always have to make thick lines. That's just me. But you did a good job on it. I think my biggest, something to think about. You drew the clothes on before you drew the rest of the proportions. Okay? Something you guys have to really think about, and why when people freak out going, oh my god, you're drawing nude people! It's actually not that big of a deal, and like, people need to chill the F out, okay? So, and here's why. Okay. So the proportions are all a little off slightly, but the thing that's bothering me the absolute most, that you're learning proportions in general, you're gonna keep working on that, right? Biggest thing though, is it definitely looks like you drew the clothes on before you were finished drawing the rest of this, because the way that whoops, on that line again. Okay, look where this line goes to, and that cuts right through this area where his neck would be. Draw the whole body before you draw the clothes on, okay? Don't fret. It's okay, guys. It's okay. It's part of art. If anybody makes fun of you for it, they're wrong and they're bad, and you can tell them for being bad and that you're trying to learn stuff, okay? Like, look, even right here, it doesn't add up to the rest of the shoulder here. So you drew the clothes on well before you were ready for the rest of it, okay? And you're not even drawing nude, technically. You're just drawing the body proportions out before you draw the clothes in, okay? You don't have to go into explicit detail, like, I don't need to see man nipples and everything else going on here. Like, doesn't need to happen. It's okay. Don't worry, guys. Okay? But you need to think about these things, okay? So, let me try to draw this in red, actually. Okay, so, got head. You know, you're fairly close on this. It's just the neck and the rest of the shoulders and stuff like that that is a little kind of really off. So, draw that neck and shoulders in, right? I'm gonna draw in your details and whatever. And I'm trying to follow along with what you've got here. And then you go and go, aha, I will draw the rest of the clothes around this. That way I can go da 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 da, and you can actually use the lines that you used. And voila, now suddenly it makes sense. And it's very simple, you know? And then once you get used to actually drawing clothes a little bit better or more realistically and stuff like that, it'll make more sense. But, I mean, see how much that already cleaned up just a little bit right there from that? And you can erase that, you know, do your magical who's it what's its designy thingies or whatever that keeps the buttons closed. I make a lot of sense, don't I? I should not be critiquing people, but I definitely try because y'all keep coming back asking for more information, so I do what I can with what limited knowledge that I actually know. I'm a professional artist, guys! I know how to do things! But yeah, like, see how that already cleans stuff up right away? You just need to do that, okay, guys? Always, 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 always draw the entirety of your character before you put the clothes on. Okay? You're gonna fuck it up otherwise. And it makes me sad! But it's okay. I'm not sad at you because you, Kaneshi Zen, are fantastic, and I love you. You did a really good job, like I said. The simplicity of everything, the very clean lines, the eyes and face are almost in proportion, a little off all over the place, but for an anime face and for being a little bit newer to this, you're definitely on the right track, okay? You've got a good idea. You just need to make sure that you draw out everything else, okay? That's my biggest thing here. Draw another one. Draw another one like this, but fix those problems, and that's what I want to see from you. Please and thank you. Okay. Tai Ben! This is really cool. I love the colors on this. This looks, this actually reminds me of one of my buddies, Murdoch XCOM. He's actually a really fantastic dude. I really like the colors and the painting on this. Now, I can't say officially if it looks specifically like an astronaut official suit because I don't know jack crap about astronaut official suits. But for what we vaguely know in our childish minds and just depicting ideas, the big bubble head and then the glow of the blues and the reds are really cool. Fun fact, guys, blues and reds are complementary colors. Use them to shade and color with. It's really cool. I like what you did, honestly. I don't have too much to say about it. I mean, if you want to try detailing some stuff out a little bit more, that'd be really freaking cool. I'd love to see this pushed a little bit more and maybe actually see what's going on in the background, you know? Like, what is it that's causing this highlight? Do we have, like, a little bit of the red kind of coming through? Maybe the ground's showing a little bit, or maybe we've got, whoops, hey, I put my soda on my tablet. Bad idea. You know, maybe we'll see, like, caverns. Is he traversing through something or this otherworldly kind of place? Like, you've got such cool stuff going on here, and I really love the brushstrokes and everything. I just want to see that push a little bit more. I want to see more. I honestly don't have too much more to say about it otherwise because you've got the right idea. You've got the right complementary colors. You've got that right nice shade. Maybe, I think the only thing that would help push this base on itself just a little bit more is, let me paste that again because I'm drawing right on top of it. Okay, so I think the thing that I really want to see is maybe just a little bit of that backlighting. Like, he's got such that hard red light right here that I would assume that some of this area on the opposite side of him would still reflect that ever so softly. It doesn't have to be as hard, definitely not as hard. It's just a reflective light. That would probably push it just a little bit more. Kind of even out some of this blue. And then, yeah, if you wanted to add to a background or whatever it is that you had in mind for this, I'd love to see that. So, hammer out those details just a little bit more. Had a very soft, reflective light adding to that. Which, like, after I've done it, it's actually kind of a purple, not because I've mixed the red in with it, so it's not the just the hard light red, it's a soft purple. You know, and that'll give your character just a little bit more of a 3D-esque look. Oh yeah, and he'd still have that, so you can see around the base of his hand here. That way you get a good sense of what's going on with his clenched fist. So, that's kind of my idea. I think, honestly, that's the biggest thing that I see. Oh. The reflective light would totally be on his helmet just a little bit. Yes! There we go. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, you just need to push this a little bit more, dude. Like that. Oh, dude, that looks so fucking cool. I really like that. Okay, sorry. I love the colors of red and blue together, especially when you blend them really nicely. It looks really cool. But, like, just that little bit helped pop it just a little bit more, and it would really work with that. So please keep just push it just a little bit more. Remember your reflective lights and give me some background. I want to know what's going on. I want to know where he's exploring. Really fantastic color choices. Awesome job. Tybin, 22. Panda Warrior. Didn't I did the bus shot you wanted. Did I critique this already? Siyazaki, these are for 1 hour. I've already been going 48 minutes though, and I'm actually still trying to get caught up just a wee bit. Red plus blue equals 50 shades of purple. Tio, please. Maybe I didn't critique this already. I don't know. I feel like I have, but maybe I haven't. I know we did this before. Oh, this is what I get for letting stuff sit for too long and me going to a convention and stuff. Okay, so we got another really tiny thumbnail, so I'll do my best from how tiny it is. However, I know from last time I did ask you to do some more bus shots and working on the face structure and stuff like that, which you did awesome this time. I think my biggest qualm is really just the hair. The eyes, the nose, the lips. Awesome! You really hammered those details. I think literally my biggest thing is just the hair. You had a good idea, and I think it's just because you... this is another reason why I kind of dislike drawing traditionally, is because I had a really bad issue with this as well, and it's something I need to learn to get over, is the minute that I hit the end of this page here, I'm like, what do I do? And I lose my proportions, right? It's something that we all kind of worry about. If we flip this, see how flat it kind of goes right here? Like you can see it more obviously that way. That's really what I'm bothered with right now, is just this hair. It should actually be like out to here, because what, you've got the face here, right? Head, chin, blah 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 blah. So we're a little bit off, but yeah, that hair comes up to here. Like you've crushed the side of her head because of that. So that's all. Just being careful about that, and you don't have to draw each and every individual line, okay? Like you can really smooth this out. And just drawing portions of it, you know, like, okay, so her hairline is probably going up like this, over and around. Think about the hairline, guys. Think about how that hair is really going to be moving into all this area, right? So you had it right here, but then, like, right here, you kind of lost what was going on. So probably her hair is coming up over like this, and this is probably where her part is coming through. Okay? So you got that. And then you can start having a little bit of fun with how the weight would bring it down over the eye and the nose. Stuff like that. And then you just draw sections of this. Like, you don't draw every single line like I just did. I'll actually go in and erase some of this stuff and be like, la 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 la, la 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 la. And the other thing about the bus shot, I know you were really focusing on the hair this time, but make sure you remember about where your shoulders are at. Your shoulders are really, 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 really off and very bland. And then you covered the rest of it with the hair. Nice trick, but I know what you did. Inyoka, how long does it take you to make a crazy animations? A long time. Animations take a lot of time and a lot of dedication. So really, don't forget about the rest of the body here, because we've kind of lost it at this point. You know, I'm gonna have to plan out what's going on with the rest of it. But don't forget that, because that'll also tell you how the rest of the hair is gonna sit around here, you know? Like, I think her other shoulder would still show up. So, just stuff like that, okay? So, I mean, just, ow, my back froze. That felt bad. Making sure you remember about the rest of the head shape, okay? Thinking about how the curve of the hair goes, and, how the hair is supposed to flow over the shoulders and the rest of the body, okay? just keep thinking about that. You did a really good job with the rest of the face. So the face, the nose, lips, everything, like I said, is really good. Make sure you still keep it in proportion. You're just slightly off on that with the jaw. But you're really close, okay? So really nice job. Keep up the great work, Panda. I can't wait to see more. Oh, Brown Coat did more. Okay, well, Brown, I already gave you the critique on this, so hopefully that helped out a little bit. Looks like you've already got it into the wood, though, so I can't really change much from there. It still looks really good, so... Royal Bury. Oh, it's a cute little magician kid. Look at him. Look at his little belt and his pants are sagging. He can't even fit into his coat fully. That's adorable. Okay. I like your basic shapes here. It's kind of like what I was doing with, damn it, potato. You still have to think about keeping stuff slightly in proportion to each other. Even if it is a cartoon, it is still something to really think about, okay? So... Copy image! Okay, so, you've got head. Whoop. Head, then body, and then his rest of his feet. You know, like, it's a little disproportionate in the sense of, like, where his hips go to. And, the rest of his, like, you know, here's, like, his knee is here somewhere, and he's got, like, this much of a foot. You know, which would be fine if the rest of his torso actually added up to that, too. So, head. I would have to say his torso would probably come up to about here. His spindly arms I'm totally okay with, you know? But then his, like Johnny Bravo. Right? Johnny Bravo is definitely an interesting character on that. Which actually, if you did want to do like a Johnny Bravo-esque character, which would be fine. I mean, you could have him very much T-shaped. Or, triangle shaped, like that. Or T-shaped, you know? You can definitely do that. But he's all top here, and then, like, you know, he's got the hips that kind of, like, go with it. It's a shape thing. Like, it's just because I mean, it doesn't fit this character in the slightest. That's why I was saying, like, for this character, I see it a little less. But, you know, a mini buff kid? That's really awkward. Okay. So, anyway, going back to the actual critique. So, head, I would say his body would definitely be... I mean, kids have very little in the torso area. More, they're just, like... They're lengthy spaghettis. You know, like your arms, you've definitely got it there. But that's where I think it's messing up with me, is that his arms are spaghetti, but his legs just aren't. And that doesn't really, like, sit through with him. So, I kind of want to see, because those pants are hanging so low on him, he's having such a hard time with that because he's got spaghetti legs. You know, he is nothing but a noodle. The child is a noodle. He is young, he is child, he is noodle. So he's going to have the long spindly legs to kind of go with his arms and his neck and his tiny rounded little head. So I think that's where, and then you can have those pants really bagging and sagging a little bit because it doesn't fit him right. And then he's got his belt actually pulled up higher. So you can kind of see that. And he's trying to keep him up best that he can, but it's still just not, you know, he's having to put like that belt on super tight and keep the excess slack on the top here. And then you're gonna have a whole lot of bag and sag here. Because it still doesn't fit him. And I'd have to plan that out better. And then he's got all this right here. You know, just stuff like that to kind of think about. So you're really close to the idea. I think it's just keeping to that character's idea. Like, if he's gonna have long spindly arms, he's probably gonna have long spindly legs. And if he doesn't, why doesn't he? Think about how everything relates in proportion to itself, even, again, if it's going to be a simplistic cartoon character like this. Other than that, you have a really cute idea, really, really cute drawing. Keep up the good work, sweetheart, okay? Okay, we've got Hep, Dr. Hep coming up next year. A bunch of sketches. Oh, yeah, we've got our our Yordle Gnar with the cap back, dude. Looks like you did a lot of head practices, and I like that. You definitely took to that, stuff I gave you last time where you're trying to turn his head a little bit. I love what you're starting to do here. I like this green one. This is really close, too. You did a really awesome job practicing this. Keep practicing this. Keep practicing this, please. I want to see more. More practice, more practice, more practice. You've got a good idea. You're still trying to figure it out. You're trying to make the shapes of everything. Keep practicing that. I really don't have much else to tell you except for keep practicing it. Because look at, out of all the times that you drew this first, and now look at how much he's starting to get into the face, the portions of his shape, the shapes of his face. I can, English, I swear. You're doing an awesome job. Keep practicing that until you feel really comfortable with that, okay? It's gonna take you like 50 drawings of this till you feel really confident with it, and even then you're gonna draw more and you're still gonna learn to improve on it. Keep practicing. I wanna see more. More. Awesome job. Awesome practice sketch page. I love seeing this. Really nice job, sweetheart. Ooh, brown coat. Hey, look, we get to see him working on this as it goes. That's really cool, dude. I still really like it. I like the burning process that you did with it. I still really love the wood. Yeah, you totally did a great job. Sorry I didn't get to critique you earlier so that we could fix that up a little bit more, but it still looks really great. Nice job on the burning. It looked awesome, dude. Verizard is up next. And, ooh, okay. So, looks like we've got a character, probably going to be a gun in hand, holding up some kind of pad that is possibly controlling this little robot character's back. I love the details. I love actually the proportions that you've mostly got going on here. The shoulders, the face, neck, torso area all looks great. You lost it in the hips. I'm not quite sure where, like, it should end here, but it looks like you kind of ended it down here. So that's a little incorrect on that part. But the hand, the foreshortening, other than the gun, which is just a blob currently, is a little off. And this hand's a little off too. But like, here, let me section off what you did really well on, and then I'll show you the parts that you gotta be careful a little bit on, okay? So, copy image. File new. Alright. So, basically, all of... No, let's just do the red. Red, come back. So, all this right here, awesome, perfect, amazing, wonderful. You did a really great job. Like, maybe the neck could go down just a little bit more, but honestly, like, we do actually have really thick necks, and the shoulders and stuff is just maybe slightly off, but it's really close to the point that I really enjoy it, okay? Now, whoops, I'm on the layer again. I really need to make sure I put another layer on top. Whatever. Now, what's feeling wrong here is that the elbow's way down here. It should be up here. Like, way up here. Okay. Hand is also a little on the big side, but we can deal with that. She got big hands. It's okay. Think about how she would hold that. I would have to actually sit there and kind of hold something up. Also, it feels really weird for her to be holding this and a gun at the same time. Personally, that's just me. I feel like she probably wouldn't be focusing on holding both at the same time, or wouldn't really have the capacity to pick up both at the same time. I don't know. It would feel weird to me, if you ask me. Or, you know, like, she would have that down and be focusing on that rather than, you know, the tablet pad. That's how I'd feel about it. So she'd actually have this down here. Like, she got interrupted from her work. She's like, the fuck did you say? You know? Now, as for the hips. So you have this really good shape right up into here, and then you kind of lost it a little bit with the booty. So I feel like that torso should have ended right here into the hips. You know, here's your hip bone. Hip bone! Torso-esque area, so we've got that. And then the legarinos. So it's just a little low on that you started that off. Personally. But the illusion right here for her hand and pointing that forward. And then be careful of your gun. Like, I would have to actually look up an actual gun to be able to draw this myself because I don't know jack crap about guns. So, I mean, that's something to kind of think about. You're pretty, like, you just gotta look at it, so. But yeah, the eyes and everything, I really like this character. I like how it feels. I like the nose and proportions of her lips and everything. Like, you really did a good job on all of that. Yeah, it's just literally just the hips and that arm. So either A, go back and fix that for me, or B, do a little bit more study on that would be really awesome, because you're really close on it, babe. I really like all of this. Really nice job. Really, really nice job, Verizard. Burry, I think you actually finished that, so I'm going to move on. Yep, okay. So next we've got Pyrobird. I'll do Pyrobird and Royal Burry, and then I'm going to be done for now, guys. So I do apologize. I am at my hour max, so we're going to finish critiquing these last two things. And then hopefully we'll just about be caught up. I've got a little bit more to scroll through, so we'll see how I do. Alright, so really quick. Pyrobird. I assume this is a pyro-esque bird thing. I'm not quite sure what it is because of lack of detail. It looks like we've got an eye here, a beak, and then the tongue of the bird. And it's like, it's got flames and stuff coming up behind it. I'm just a little confused because like the head suddenly chops here and you're not sure what it is or what's going on. And everything feels really stretched. Like, really nail out all these details. The coloring, however, like how you blended the markers and everything, looks really nice. You did a really good job on that. I like the white outline to help separate it from the background, because otherwise that would probably bother me, is that deep blue that kind of just sticks on that line there. It would feel really weird to me. So that white line kind of separates it. It's a very comic-y look, and I like it. I like this bright light and how you blended it softly into the bottom part here and around the eye. You definitely did a good job there. I'm just more confused on the proportion what this is. I'm pretty sure it's a metallic bird, but you've got like two bolts here and the eye looks really metallic and the rest of it doesn't make sense at all. Like, why isn't there a joint for how the actual beak stays open, or why isn't there more plating of metal going on here? Because you got the plate metal going on the inside of it and on the tongue, but nothing on the rest. Like, what happened with the beak? What's going on? Like, I want to know more details. Hammer stuff out. Think about how you're going to proportion all these things, how an actual bird's face would look like, even just squawking like that with its mouth open, and then metal plate all of it. Even if you have to look at a bird and then metal plate that bird, do it. That's what I want to see out of that. So really nice job on that. Please push that a little bit more, and I want to see more detail. Please draw another pyro bird. Draw another. All right, Royal Burry, here's your colored version of the Braum shield. Awesome job. I'm liking the line art. The background is, it's just there. I mean, it gives me an idea that's supposed to be snowy for sure. I feel like a little bit more could have been done to it, but I like some of it that you've got going here, like the back landscape and stuff like that. It's just to give us an idea, and I guess it does give me a decent idea for sure. Excuse me. Could be pushed a little bit more. I'd look at backgrounds, actually. Like, literally look at something as you're working on it, okay? As for the shields itself, it looks like we're a little on the crooked side, and because you're working digitally, I can tell you, hey, dang it, use the flip tool. Oh, wait, right. Okay, copy image. Paste to Reno. Okay, edit, transform, flip horizontally. Aha! Okay, so shields like this are really, like, anything that is structural is such a pain in the ass because you have to keep everything, like, really fucking clean, because then it actually gives it a really clean look. And a way to kind of do that is, well, for one, for this, you probably want to kind of even that out a little bit more. I also want to see the shield taller because I feel like it's too short right now. You know, like, he has a really big-ass shield, you know what I mean? Like, if we're going to see just the top of that, I feel like our eye line is actually going to be above it, because otherwise we would probably start to see a little bit of the tip top of that, from where it is in our eye line. So let's, shut up. We'll just splurge that up there. Yay! Actually, I got a better idea. Edit. That way I don't completely wreck it with this big white line area that I have to, like, suddenly fix. Okay, so you get the general gistical idea, I hope. Sorry, that's a really bad Photoshop edit, but you kind of get the idea. I'm sorry. Wrong thing. Okay. 100, back on that. Oi. 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 Not 10, 100. Thank you. Breaking everything. Okay. The other thing that'll really help push the shape of the shield, right? Okay. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? So you've got these nice bright whites and stuff here and these blues and stuff like that, right? Okay. Now, look at this bright area here. Push that really hard against this edge. Don't put those darks next to that edge, okay? Anywhere that you have an edge that can help enforce that there is a space of 3D, you're gonna want this dark right next to that edged line there. Because it gives a really awesome pushed effect. And if you start to, like, you know, you're losing a little bit of your light here, follow in on this line instead, and then blur it out slightly into this. Yeah? Holy crap, suddenly we have become 3D. Whoa! Look at how much that pushed that already. Hot damn! Hot diggity damn dog. Always think about your hards next to your lights. Seriously though, you want that hard light shading next to like your really bright brights next to your really dark darks. The more crisp you have that, the more, like right here where you have this on the nose, awesome. You see how that pops it out? You want to do the same thing for the horns here. You just got a little bit too much on this this soft side, and then you can start getting that reflective light. Oh ho ho. Oh ho ho. Start getting that reflective light. I want it to be dimmer though. Come on. Reflective light. Be reflective, not hella dark. There we go. Get that reflective light in there. That way it pops out from the back parts of the farthest back part of the shield, right? Hey, suddenly we've got details popping everywhere. Hot diggity damn dog. Holy butt friggles. Look at us go. Look at us go. It's amazeballs. Suddenly my music went into, I don't even know what the hell it's saying. Whatever. But yeah, see what's kind of going on here? Now it's starting to push up a little bit. I've got a little bit more of the 3D area going on. And you really start to see a lot more of these sections, right? So just something to think about, something to push a little bit more. Making sure that you really keep tight to these circular areas. You know, cleaning that up, and then making sure that you show how big the shield actually is. You know what I'm saying? 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 So, I'd have to completely clean this up here. But this would be solidified. Same with that. It would actually be pretty straight on the top there. You'd have some of these darkers starting to kind of come in here. Maybe even the center a little bit. You know, just stuff like that. So, awesome job. You did a really nice job. I love the details that you put into it. You're really close on there. It's just cleaning it up and starting to push it even more. Like, really thinking and lining out every single detail, making it sure it's all nice and beautifully sculpted into shape, just like it would be in real life. And then adding the highlights and stuff like that on there, okay? So, nice work, though. Really nice work. Like, here's... zoom out. You know, here's comparison. See, look, now we have tall shield. Tall Brom shield. You hide behind Brom. You hide behind Brom. Brom is fantastical. But yeah, that's our comparison here at the moment. You did a really nice job, though, sweetheart, for real. Alright, guys. Unfortunately, that is all the time that I have for the moment. I will get back to and critique the rest of this. Like, we got a little bit another from Roberry. Guys, remember, once I open critiques back up so that everyone can start posting in, you only get one a week. So I'm only going to pick one. And you better find something. If you guys don't tell me what it is that you want me to critique, I'm just going to pick something. I'm going to tell you to work on it specifically, or just give you an in general critique on that piece itself of what you can do to fix it or possibly do more. Remember, guys, on the chit chat area of Discord, please go in and talk to people. If you see something posted, don't talk in the critique corner because I need that clean. Go talk in a chit chat at somebody, whomever you're trying to talk to, and give people feedback, okay? Everybody give a little bit of love back and forth to each other, okay? I'm not the only person who's critiquing. I'm not the only person who will know what's going on with this stuff. You guys, no matter if you draw or not, are going to be able to see some stuff that I won't be able to see right away. It might have some really good points, even if you're not an artist. Everybody has stuff that they see, okay? Give back into the community. Let's all keep trying to help each other out, okay? So, but for now, I will go. Monday, I should have my Cintiq. So we'll do an unboxing then. And, me probably sobbing again. Hopefully I'm not crying. Or I'll be really, really, like, super giddy. I don't know. But, thank you guys. Thank you very much for being here. I will see you for next critique next weekend. And in the meantime, I will see you Monday, Wednesday, Friday for a normal drawing stream, happy goodness, and anything else in between, okay? I love you guys. Have a good one. We'll see you later, okay?
Won't you stay?